Big up Luani. This
Hey,
is the URT. Welcome to the URT. We are the URT. Big up everybody. Welcome to United Real Therapy. We're live, we're direct, we're here. We're going to be looking ahead to the upcoming fixtures. Manchester United. Next 6 games are going to be the 6 exams. Examine where Amorim is in his journey as a coach at Manchester United. Examine whether these players have taken on his instructions and what he has taught them, how they've been playing in the last couple of months, or the last month at least. We're going to be put to the test. So big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Welcome, Luani. How you doing, bro?
good. How are you?
I'm good. Sending
Big up
love.
Therapy Army.
How
Thanks
cold
for
is it in New
coming
York,
back.
man?
Sorry?
How cold is it in New York?
Oh, I mean, right now it's kind of spring weather right now. It's raining out. It's a little colder for a regular rainy day, but it's all right. Um, I don't complain. A few weeks ago, it was still snow on the ground here, so I don't complain at all. I can wait to see the winter gone. I've had enough, so no problem. How about over there? Is it raining a lot over there?
No, it's not raining. It's just cold, man. It's cold. Well, sometimes the weather is like this week was 15, but I haven't been well, so I've not really been enjoying it as much as I would like to. But yeah, some of the weather has not been that great, but we're all right.
You still have the lingering cough.
I
That's
still have everything, bro. Still have everything, but we're getting there.
what did you take?
I've took everything, I've took some Night-All, I've took Lemsip, I've taken different things to try to get better, but I'm just not shaking it off. It's really weird,
Maybe
but it is.
what you need is a little rest. Like
Oh,
stay
I've been
stay off
resting. Listen, I
stay off
rest
screen.
and then I go out and then I get ill. So that's what's been happening.
I
But
don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Ineos in people that you meet out there, and they don't make it better.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant, bro. Big up to you, Luani.
Thanks.
So you're home this weekend? You're not working this weekend?
No, no. I'm home. I've been home since yesterday. I'm not going out back until Monday, so I'm going to enjoy the weekend. I wish there was a little bit more football, but
Yeah,
apparently, we just the FA Cup we have to contend with, and the Premier League is coming back on Tuesday, I believe. So that's my
yeah,
only issue.
yeah. Definitely,
Yeah.
it's coming back on Tuesday. Definitely. But big up to you, bro. You're
Thank
back in the workshop, so it must be a bit warmer than it was the other day. So back in the
Yes,
workshop.
yes. Actually, usually I will preferably like to stream in the workshop because then I have my own little space with privacy. Yesterday, I just came back from work, tried to get on quick, so I was in the house, and I was kind of impeding on everybody's space. I was in the corridor, so my daughter and my wife couldn't move around too much. I keep signaling to them that I'm on stream, so I don't want to do that today. I just want to be, in my own little space here. If they need me, they'll call upon me. So
How was your daughter? So your daughter that was passing the driving test. How did that go?
she didn't make it, so she had to reschedule,
Okay.
and
Well,
yeah, she had to
not
reschedule.
not everybody makes it. Sometimes the pressure gets hold of you.
Oh, you know what? It's it's one thing, for them. She's 17, so for them, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that it's a good thing that she didn't make it the first time, but I told her one thing: if you want to succeed at something, you have to apply yourself. So she didn't, today's kids, she just think that she got it, and she didn't. We didn't practice a lot. We didn't prepare very well. So I think she will retain the lesson. And right now she's out there practicing with her mom, and hopefully next time she'll nail it. So I myself, I have to take the driving test like 3 times.
Yeah.
I took it 3 times. My son took it like 3 times. My wife took it like 8 times. So it's not a
It's not one way fix at all, bro. It's not. You just keep going.
yeah.
Keep going. Yeah, you keep going. Yeah, big up people, man. Big up United Mate says big up Nuruddin. Well, Eid Mubarak. Listen, it's Eid already. As the moon be spotted. Who's doing Eid in the UK? Well, I don't know where you're based, United based, but I don't know if everybody in the UK is doing Eid. Let me just have a look, check Twitter. Just bear with me, man. Bear with me. If those of you are celebrating, wherever you are celebrating Eid Mubarak, and free Palestine, free the Congo, free Sudan, free the world, free everybody. Eid Mubarak. Let's have a look. Just see. Mubarak. Let's have a look. Is it Eid Mubarak? Is it Eid Mubarak then? Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like, a lot of people are doing Eid Mubarak, man.
Really? Some people are already celebrating?
Yeah, some people 3 hours ago, yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people are doing it, yeah.
I was speaking to a friend. He told me it's not until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people, yeah. The last night of fasting is, I said today was the last day of fasting.
Okay.
So people are, people are saying, yeah. Eid Mubarak, yeah. Everybody's saying Eid Mubarak, yeah. Big up people. It is Eid Mubarak, man. Eid Mubarak to all my people worldwide, man. Free Palestine, free Palestine. Yeah, Manchester's Eid, yeah. Big up everybody, love a light. It's been mentioned in Ultragum. I've been mentioned it in Ultragum. All right, big up to you, man. Big up people. Split this year. It's a split this year. Okay. Big up the Therapy Army. Big up Wasim. Big up to all of you. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Like the video. There you go. I'm gonna start that. Like the video, people. There we go. Luani, hopefully maybe other people might be able to join us. I don't know what's going on. But let's get cracking. Let's have a look. Somebody said, actually, Euro, you said Radcliffe has got a new interview. Can you share with us, please? Where's this interview? Can you please share the details of this interview? I've looked for it, but I can't find it. So please share it with us. Does anybody know what the interview? What's Radcliffe? Radcliffe, Jim Glaze are talking about right now. Let me see if anything comes up.
No, then I have a question for you. Have you ever thought? Have you thought about doing a show that's not United or football related? Just talking about the socio-economical issues and their different causes. Because I believe you're well versed when it comes to that. You seem to be very knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of issues of our times. Have you ever thought about that? Making a show about that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Well, this is the thing to bring up anyway. I thought this is the only thing that I can find about Ratcliffe right now. Him getting exposed. We exposed it on here. We told everybody about how he doesn't pay tax in this country. Yeah, but there you go. You can see that here. Michael Spicer. Liz Kendall says these benefits because will save the government $5 billion by 20. Billionaire Jim Ratcliffe avoided a $4 billion tax bill by changing his tax domicile from Hampshire to Monaco. $4 billion. Can you imagine that? $4 billion. $4 billion. But there we go, people. Let me just see what the Euro brother has said. Yes, the BBC interview with Jim Glazer. Right, let me have a look. Let me have a look, pal. Let me have a look. Hold it right there. Let me see. Is it a new one? Let's have a look. Let me just go to Manchester United. Tables. Table with 13 people. 13. And I can't see it. Have you got a link to share? Because I can't see it. But we'll start the show by this actually. Let's share this. Stop sharing. Let me go to this actually. Let me go to this. Big up to everybody. Please get in. Let's smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Let me go. Press send. Share screen. Debbie. There we go. So we'll talk about the planned protest, but here we go. It says planned protests after Manchester's derby. So here we go. We can see it here. It says the 1958 Manchester United fan group is planning a sit-in protest against Glazer ownership of the club the next Sunday derby clash with Man City at Old Trafford. The organisation had made the announcement at Broadhurst Park as they confirmed the collaboration with FC United, the breakaway club formed by the United fans opposed to the Glazer takeover in 2005. The last Old Trafford sit-in came in August 2023. I was there when thousands of fans stayed behind following a victory over Nottingham Forest. Chris Hamas, big up Chris. He says 1958 group said we are going to get people to sit in their seats. Most Manchester United supporters trust did a flash survey and they reckon there's going to be around 7,000 concessions of other people who are not going to renew their season tickets. So they're trying to price them out of their seats. So we're going to tell you to sit in your seat and stay in your seat. That's the seat that you paid for. Earlier this month, 1958 organised a protest which thousands of United fans joined near the mile-long march to Old Trafford before a 1-1 draw at Arsenal. However, speaking at questions and answers session ahead of FC United's Northern Premier League encounter with Stockton Town on Saturday, the 95th spokesman Steve Crompton explained the difficulties with mass protests. Taurus fans far overweigh the legacy fans. He said, you're not going to get someone travelling halfway around the world not to go into the game. Against Aston Villa in April, around 3,000 fans stayed out when the game started, but optically, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. Collaboration with FC United, which initially will involve shared ideas and experiences, is the formal link between the club and an organised United supporters group since 2005 split. There's been unease between some involved in the two sides over the past decade, with FC United feeling they took a moral and principled stand by walking away to ensure, as they see it, none of their money went to the Glazer family. Some United fans felt walking away with a sign of disloyalty. There is a question to the 1958 representative in Broadhurst Park asking whether they would come back on the day Manchester United were playing, with the response, this is a one-off then, when the answer came back, no. So yeah. The other news that we can see here, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Lenny Euro have all returned to training. I'm glad that Euro, but we're going to be talking about to see if, big up to Lesso. Let's add Lesso into the damp as well. I'll remove that bit for now. Big up Lesso. Big up to everybody. We're going to talk about Yeah. Big up to Tactical Devils. Big up to Jarvis. Jarvis, if you're free, jump on. If you're not free, don't worry about it. But yeah. But big up to everybody who's joining us. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Lesso, how are you? You told me that you're already in winter in Southern Africa. Is everything all right?
Yeah, man. It's cold, you know. But yeah, man. These climate changes just affecting everyone at the moment. So yeah, big up to everyone.
So it's a real thing, the climate change, huh?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people trying not to buy into this thing.
But it's a real thing, bro. The droughts everywhere, bro. The droughts, the fires. the crazy floods happening in Europe. Belgium, it was a couple of years ago. Crazy fire in the UK near London. Couple of not last summer, the summer before. Valencia almost washed away. Zaragoza in Spain almost washed away. I've never seen anything like those things, bro. Like crazy. I'm talking about the cars. I'm talking about 3,000-4,000, well, 1,000 cars washed away in Spain. Belgium, like whole villages washed away, bro. It's crazy.
Wow. And then we have a president over here that's implementing a policy that's catering to the big oil companies, saying drill, baby, drill, right?
Baby drill, drill, baby drill. That's what he's saying, man. Eid Mubarak, man. Eid Mubarak to all my people worldwide. Free Palestine, free Manchester United, free the Manchester 10, free Congo, free Sudan, free everywhere where people are oppressed, free whole of Africa from the Western banks and multinational corporations, free all the people in the world from big banks and big corporates who are polluting the world. Free those people, free everybody. But anyway, let's get into it. Talk to me.
No, Dina, I would like to your opinion about the protest thing you just showed. That was going to happen, and the protests in general, the one that have been done, the way they're doing it. Do you believe it's going to affect any change at all?
You're on mute.
You're on mute, Nudin.
I know that for the fact that because Jim Glazer has said it. Jim Glazer and Glazers do not like it because it makes advertisers really nervous getting involved in Manchester United. It puts people off. Advertisers have stopped doing work with Manchester United before because of the protest, because of the campaign that was done online. You know, we had a couple of victories. So yes, I think making in this day and age with social media, but with your feet on the floor and really demonstrating in the stadium puts a lot of people off because people will see globally. What are the fans? Why are they Manchester United? Why are they protesting? People then educate themselves to go, oh, okay, these people have actually got the club in a debt. The club is losing money, and now they're expecting the fans to pay. I mean, the most important line from that was that 7,000 elderly people who have been supporting Manchester United for the past 50, sometimes 50, 60 years are being outpriced. Are they going to put food on the table? They get state pension. A lot of those working class people, they get state pension. So are they going to be able to have food on the table or go to the game?
You see, I mean, when it comes to these issues, it's all about the sacrifice that you're willing to make for the cause in which you believe in. That way, that form of protest is not. I mean, I don't think it's gonna work. These billionaires, they don't give a damn. Eventually, you can say that you're protesting for something and then buying the ticket and then going to the stadium and sitting down and protesting. They don't give a damn. You already put money in their pocket. How about just staying home? Give them an empty stadium. That's louder than anything, any songs, any banner you can hold up to the cameras. Just stay home. You know, I'm doubting, like, it's almost like Manchester United fans, we caught between two realities, right? They don't want to sacrifice their match day ticket, their season ticket. And at the same time, they want to claim that they're protesting. Why are you okay? It's good to believe in the cause, but what are you willing to sacrifice for that? Stay home. Don't go to the stadium. It's as simple as that. As long as people will be going to the stadium, it doesn't matter what banner, what chant, and what action they take. It's not gonna mean anything. The proof is there because I don't even know why the name of the Glazers is still coming up. Because right now they're proving that they have given the football operation to Ineos. They can retract and sit in the back, backstage and watch everything unfold. Right now, Jim Ratcliffe is. What are we protesting? Are we protesting the product that's been sold to us, the shitty product? Are we protesting the high prices, or what are we protesting exactly? It's not that I don't agree with it, Nuruddin. I just don't like half-ass cause. If a cause that you believe in, you're willing to die for or sacrifice something, make it significant. don't. It's
Yeah.
almost symbolic.
Yeah, but one thing I would say is I think because you don't live in Manchester, you are in the US. If you live closer, and from a child you were going to that stadium from being a child, I think emotionally it's a lot harder as a decision for you to walk away completely. I don't think it's that easy. I think 15 to 20,000 people did. They went and set up their own football club, but they're still United fans. They just don't go to this, but they're still United fans. They still watch the games.
You see, the way you say is not that easy.
It's not that easy.
These billionaires, they know that. They know.
But that's what I'm saying to you. And
that.
Also, and the biggest thing I want to tell you, there are other fans who will never protest in the stadium, will never shout anything. They will just sit there and clap, and then go home and not say anything. So if we don't go, they replace us with those people who are apathetic, who are not showing any fight, anything. So for me, I think.
So let them.
Let me finish. The protest movement sometimes has worked because there are sponsors that want to get involved with Manchester United. They think twice about it. And we've already seen with some of the campaigns that we did a couple of years ago that certain companies do not want to sponsor Manchester United because they didn't want the hassle. And also, I know that for 100% fact that because I didn't go all those years. At 2005 for 2 seasons that I walked away. I walked away from it. But I went back because all my friends were going there. It's like it's part of your social calendar. And then when we go to the stadium, we found out actually the 15, 20,000 people that left, they've actually replaced them people who are just happy to go along with what the Glazers are doing. For me, I think the visibility in the stadium, having banners, I think that is possible. But I think a lot of people, what do protests do? Protest is hard and it's long and it's 20 years, 30 years maybe to get the change that you want. But some people want that fight. All I know is that if I don't go or Saeed doesn't go or my other friends don't go, I know that they get replaced by somebody else. They'll make it a corporate seat, sell it to a company, and the people who they just come there for the match day out. Ooh, I'm just watching a Premier League game. Woohoo! And then they're not even real fans. I mean, Roy Keane called this out years ago. He called them the prawn brigade or the prawn. That's what he called them. Prawn sandwich brigade. That's what he said. Because he realized that even, when he played for Manchester United, that a lot of the people now around Saeed, where Saeed would sit is the East Stand, right? It's opposite to the Stretford end, right? So it's the right opposite, directly opposite it. And majority is more working class Mancunians. But because the way that the club's been treated, a lot of people have walked away. Just individuals just think we're sick and tired of this bullshit, this football club. And he talks to some of those people. They've sold the seats to all corporates. And a lot of the people are just here for the corporate match day. They're just here because their company has got free tickets from another company who owns those seats.
Well, I'm trying to say is that there is no consistency with those protests. You see, when we get to signing a couple of good results, nobody talk about protesting.
No. Luwani, no, Luwani. I don't need to show you. Please do your research. At the height of Manchester United, when we were winning 3 league titles back to back, when we were in 3 different Champions Leagues, there were huge banners all around the stadium, and there were protests outside and inside the stadium against the Glazers. So, every match day, there's anti-Glazer songs. Some of the songs that are sang in the stadium are anti-Glazer. Everybody stands up. Stand up if you hate Glazers. You know the TV companies, they turn the sound down. Maybe you don't hear it in the US. Because they turn the sound down. So the point I want to make is this. The point I want to make is this. What they've also done is done something called co-opt some of the fan groups. So some of the people who are more radical who wanted to get the Glazer, they've co-opted them. They've brought them into some meetings. They're telling them this and that. 1958, for me, I've told the guy, I told him personally, and I've told some of them personally, that they should not have stopped the protest, whether Jim was there or not. But they were like, we just wanted to see what Jim was going to do. And I was like, I would have told you what Jim was going to do. I made videos about what Jim was going to do and what Ineos are about, the incompetence that they've shown at Nice and the mismanagement that was going to continue, whether it's the Glazers or whether it's Ineos. And now the protests have started again. But you can have your point if you are mute, and then Lesso can come in as well.
How long this protest has been going on?
20 years.
20 years. So if this protest has been going on for 20 years, Did that affect any change? No. That means that they're not working, or at least the method need to change. That's how I'm just trying to bring up. We've been protesting something for 20 years, and it's not a life-threatening matter. We're not trying to overthrow a government. You know, the Arab Springs last like what, a few months, and everything changed in that region. We've been protesting something for 20 years and nothing changed. We're still out there with banner. Nothing has happened. That means we need to change our methods.
I think definitely in the UK there is a lot of apathy, and I also think in the last 20 years, more fans who are working class have become more disillusioned. More corporate fans or company fans or match day fans have been in that stadium, and I think a lot of the generation have got older as well, so they've lost the fight. So I reckon there's maybe about 15,000 people who want to fight, and I think I'm being generous, out of 70-something thousand, right? And people, after what they did, in the Super League, a lot of people were arrested and had sentences. Some people are scared. Some people have got kids. They don't want to be ending up in jail when they try to stop a match. One thing that's happened now, Manchester United have changed their routine. Now they use 2 or 3 different buses, dummy buses. They don't tell people what hotel they stay in. They get to the stadium at 6-7 hours before kickoff. They've changed the whole thing to try to change so that fans can't do things like civil disobedience. The protest laws are very stricter in this country, all because to protect the billionaire class.
Is in the same country, right? I just think Manchester, there is a lot of hypocrites in the United fan base.
There is.
And a lot of fake ultras. If Liverpool wants something done, they get it done. And they right there, they were 30 miles away. So
yeah.
why some of our friends, they just go there, they take the banner, it's a day out for them. They take they take selfies of themselves to say they are at the protest, but nothing's going on. It's just, just stay home. Yeah. Don't even bother.
Yeah, let me answer this question. Harris says, last time you heard the Glazers out, every game I've ever been to in the last 20 years, I've heard Glazers out. Every single game that I've been to in the last 20 years. Other than maybe the first 2 years, because I didn't go. I was disillusioned. And I think if things continue as the way they are, I'm going to be an armchair supporter. I don't think I'm going to go. If the Ineos are allowed to get away with what is not, and things have not stepped up and people are not coming together to try to get them and the Glazers out, I think I'm tired already. And I'm the one who's always saying, last protest, every little thing makes it adds. I never thought the Glazers would even want to sell 28%. Majority of fans never believed Luani, unless so. Nobody believed. But consistently, let me finish. Consistently, we were here, and they had me researching the money that Manchester United were losing. I'm not a finance expert. I'm not a person who's into capitalism to that extent. But I made videos on this channel from the beginning that the Glazers were going to be in trouble financially, and that the club was being wrecked to ruin, and that the club is going to be in more debt than the debt that we already had. And everything that I and many thousands have predicted have come true. But like I said, the way that this country is set up, the way the laws are set up, the way things are set up, I promise you, it's very difficult, because you get arrested, you lose your job, you lose your house, you lose everything. And a lot of people are not, because some of them did. Some of them, a lot of people were arrested with the clashes. You remember what it was like during the Super League. What happened? In this country, no football game has ever been stopped by football fans like the way we did that game. But nothing followed. We didn't come back the next week and do it again because everybody backed out of the Super League, and then people went back to sleep again. You don't have to convince me, somebody like me, about the level of apathy in this country. It's over everything. It's not just on the football. There is this general dullness and hopelessness within the society. And that is something that's happening. And it goes into every sphere of life. But let Lesso come in. Big up, Lesso. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Big up to everyone. Yeah, I think with regards to the protest, I think it has to be something more smarter. This thing of not coming to the games is not gonna work because clearly there will be people on the waiting list. Manchester United as always, like, there's always people waiting and wanting to come to Old Trafford. So that's not gonna change with regards to that. And with regards to the protest, I think the smartest thing to do would be to go to the games and then actually exit. After every 58 minutes, they walk out. I think that's the only best way to do it, because that way, you're not breaking any law. You've went basically around it. You've played them at their own game. They can't stop you from leaving. If fans decided to leave, and the cameras are there and they're showing, the game is right there. There's nothing they can do about it. The game has started. So if fans decide to leave, it makes the Premier League look bad. Sponsors are going to actually start hitting up Manchester United and saying what's happening, because this is what we paid for. This is what we, in terms of broadcasting rights and all these other things, this is what we paid for. This is what you fed us. We're not getting that. We're seeing fans leave. We're seeing this negativity. It's a bad image for us. It's a bad image for you guys. It's a bad image for everyone. Everyone's gonna lose money because of this. So that is a way to actually strike them in their pockets. In that manner, um, you know, the damage that would cause. People will talk about it. More than us going out there and trying to fight officials and getting arrested and doing all these other things. I think people will question it and say, why are Manchester United fans leaving after 58 minutes every game, even when we're winning? What's happening? Because it doesn't make sense, and so, but if we do that, and I think it has to be everyone who has to come together collectively, put your egos aside, and decide on what you need to do, because I think that's the problem with this fan base. People are divided. You've got that section, you've got that section, you've got that other section. So it builds that division, and with division you can never accomplish anything. So Manchester United fans need to, obviously, and groups need to come together and put away their side, their egos, their differences, and understand that what they're doing this for is for this football club. All of us want us to back at the top. We want to be self-sufficient again. We want to be winning trophies again. We want to be challenging. Even if we're not winning, we should be challenging. That's what this club is made of. But as long as there's egos that exist and people having, this and that, and can't put that aside, I'm afraid that's never gonna, this thing's not gonna work. But the good thing is that even if there's a few who are doing it, it does really, Noridin is right in that terms. It does cause damage. Sponsors are actually, like, some left because they're like, we can't deal with this negativity. Because fans went on to their pages and they were literally spewing negative, giving them 1 star or 2 stars. These things actually work, funny enough. It gives the business a bad reputation. Because now when when you log on to the internet and you go to a business and you see 2 stars or 3 stars, you're not thinking of doing anything with regard to that business. You're looking for companies that are 4 or 5 stars rated. So I think if you do that, it also works. Like, both ways, I think it works. If you attack them on social media, you give them bad ratings, you do all these things, it makes sure that it tends to actually, like, scare away potential sponsors and current sponsors themselves. They would want out. It's just not worth it. All this negativity is not good for business anyways in the long run. And I just saw recently that apparently the Glazers are now disillusioned. They actually want to sell off the rest of their shares now. They're very, they just don't trust what is happening. And I think the way Ineos want to go is too long for them. They want them dividends now. They want to venture into different other sporting avenues and all these other things. So it could be a good thing that we're doing what we're doing, because it's actually accelerating the Glazers wanting to leave now. So either way, yeah.
It still have to be proven.
We'll have to see. Before you comment, Lubani, big up. I just want to answer Rohan Kamir. How the injury situation. Ahmad, the club are going to try to rush him back, and I think that's a really bad thing for them to do. And I think that because of the negativity and all that with everything, what Jim's doing and the Glazers are doing. The club, I personally believe, call me a conspiracy theorist, all you want. I think the club forced him because he's been the best player of the season. So they forced him to put that post out to get fans excited. And I think it would be tragic if he comes back too early. He said they're going to come back in May. So he's not coming back this month. It's in May, Ahmad. That's what they're saying. But if they rush him back and then he gets injured again and then he's not ready for the start of next season, would be the biggest travesty. Lenny Yoro trained. Heaven not trained. Not heard anything from him yet. He's not even doing individual training. I know that Kobe's doing individual training. Maguire, Luke Shaw, and Yoro. Maguire, Luke Shaw, Yoro all trained with the team yesterday or the day before, yeah. But Ahmad is not. That's the club trying to get fans excited to show for looking for positivity, positive news bullshit. But yeah, that's what's happening with that. People, please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're having real talk and real discussions. I get everything you saying, Luani. All of the criticism that you marked about the football club and about the fans, but I'm trying to explain and say to you that there is this apathy specifically within the Manchester United fan base. And also you have to understand the different class varies as well. There are a lot of people, middle-class people, who became Manchester United fans when we started winning 20, 30 years ago. Because football then became a middle-class sport. It was always the working-class sport. It was always a lot more working class. It became a middle-class sport at the rise of Sky and the Premier League and the seatings, you know, after the hooliganing. I'm sure you know the history of English football and British football, a lot of the hooliganism. So it had a facelift and a new makeover. And then a lot of the people are elderly as well. They're tired. They just want to go to a game and just, you know, watch the game. Like I said, I'd be shocked maybe 20,000 fans who want to fight out of 75,000.
No,
and within that, they don't want to risk getting arrested and be put in a jail, losing their jobs. Is it worth it, really? And then
you know what I
Glazers still won't sell. Let me just get the super chat. Big up. It says MUS15 says the only effective process is the financial protest. I stopped spending money on the club and it's all these partners for more than 10 years. I'm still alive. Yeah, big up to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, me, I come from a very radical, very radical perspective. I agree with Lesso when he say hey, they can go to the stadium and exit at the 80th minute mark. That's fine. That could also work. But if I'm a Mancunian and Manchester United as a club is the fabric of the community in which I live, and the financial state of the club have ramification deep into my community. I know people that I know, or people that I know that know people lose their job, right? And left and right. And the club is being run ragged for 20 years. I know what I would do. I would tell people nobody goes to the stadium. I'm pretty sure the viewership is where the sponsorship comes from. And the viewership, I would say maybe 80% of the viewership or 70% are international fans. Yes, you cannot apply any pressure when it comes to that because everybody watch football at that point for different reasons on their TV, right? But the match-going fan, I would say 80% of the match-going fans are local, right? They're definitely local. So if 80% of the match-going fans decide on the day that they are not coming to the game, that's a stronger message than anything else. And I'm not sure that the Glazer will be able to find suddenly 15 or 20,000 people somewhere to replace them. It's not going to happen. So that's just where I am, just radical because.
Can I just tell you? Can I just remind you? Guess how much the waiting list is for Manchester United? Guess how many thousand people are waiting?
I have no idea.
About 20,000 is the one.
So let them. You said the 20,000 that are waiting. They're from upper middle class, right? So let the upper middle class come in. Let them buy the ticket and let them sit down and sing. Because the aspect that we ignore of the football is that football is all about the passion on the field and the passion of the 12 man, which is the supporter. What made United United is also the passion of the fan. We all know we have the best away fan in the league. They can't stop singing. So if they want to replace us by upper middle class, and that upper middle class will sit down in the stand like some cardboard box and not sing any song and just watch, not clap, and just sit there, yeah, let them do it. The product is just going to be shit. I'm pretty sure they will not be able to ignite. Let's see where the team goes from there. Let's see where the team goes. Let them do it, and let's see. Passion is something real in football, and you can have people just sitting. If you think I'm making a joke, go watch tennis and see what people do at tennis matches. They just sit down. This upper middle class just sit down there and they just watch the game unfold, and they can clap. That's one of the reasons why football players don't want to play in Saudi Arabia, because it's not because the money is not good. It's not because the weather is too hot. It's just they don't get the same passion. They don't get the same thrill. They play in front of a public that's just watching with no passion or anything. Let them do what they want to do. You have to stand for something, or else it's useless. 20 years of protesting, no change. The Glazers are still here. That means that something is not working. Change the methods.
Fundamentally, I agree with you. But let's get into the show.
Okay.
Let's get into the show, people. This is the next 6 fixtures, and I hope you can see it. Nottingham Forest have won tonight. They're celebrating. They through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. They beat in Brighton by penalty shootout, so they're in the semi-final. So they're pretty happy, but we'll play them on Tuesday night. Nottingham Forest are third last time I checked on the table. They had a phenomenal season. Phenomenal season. So, where do you, Lesso, think, how are we going to fare on Tuesday night?
Yeah, this one's going to be tricky. Yeah, Nottingham Forest are no pushovers, guys. They've outperformed us by far this season. They've been playing well. But I think maybe I'm hoping that the FA Cup, the whole thing that they're through, may actually distract them a little bit, But yeah, I think we could draw this game. I think we could draw this game against Nottingham Forest. But although I do have confidence of beating City. I don't know. With Amorim, you just know the way we set up, the team is set up. We set up against bigger teams. Like we play well against bigger teams. So I can see us getting a result there. And yeah, when you move and you scroll into the Lyon game, yeah, it's gonna be a tricky first away game. They do have an injury or so, I think I heard. But I think Man United may go through. They may go through in that game. But yeah, big up Jarvis. And yeah, I think in terms of the league games, guys, the next game, the next 2 games, I think it should be 4 points for us.
Okay.
We should, yeah.
Okay. Big up to Ben. Ben, I've sent you the link. You want to jump on? Big up to you. Big up Jarvis. Jarvis was starting out. We're talking about it. We've had a little discussion about the protest that's planned, the sit-in protest. I don't know if you heard.
Yes, I heard. Good debate, guys.
Yeah. Sit-in protest is going to happen in the stadium against Man City. And now the survey came out by the Manchester United Supporters Trust, and around 7,000 pensioners are not going to be renewing their season because of the cost of living crisis. They've been outpriced.
Yeah.
But we're just on to Nottingham Forest. They've won. They beat Brighton 4-3 on penalties. They're through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. We're talking about this game. We're going to be doing a preview hopefully tomorrow for the game, or maybe tomorrow night. Maybe might be doing a preview for the game. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, they've played a game before. They play what? We got tomorrow, Monday. 2 days later, we're playing again. So yeah, majority of the players are back in Carrington, except for I think Ugarte and somebody else. I think Victor Lindelof. I think they're playing. Are Sweden not playing late or something? Are they playing some of their internationals? Something's happening anyway. There are a couple of players who are not back yet because due to international teams. But Nottingham Forest could, since 91-92, for the first time in 91-92, they could complete the double over Manchester United. They beat us comfortably at Old Trafford this season. I was there, and I don't know if I walked out. I think I lost count how many games I walked out from, but we were comfortably beaten. They beat us comfortably. They don't give a damn about possession. They play very direct attacking football. They play very low block. They know where to get out. Gibbs White has been phenomenal. The wide guys have been phenomenal. The midfielder, to me, they've got a brilliant midfielder in the kid from Newcastle. He's been one of their best midfield, one of the most combative midfielders. No, Anderson, yeah. He's been one of the most competitive midfield players in the league this season. Every time I've watched him, I've gone, wow, look at this guy. Yeah, they'll give you the ball. They set traps. They get the ball. Boom. Woods, physicality. And they got Elanga and Hudson-Odoi either side who cause you problem. And they've also got actually a bench, people who come on and do some things in the game. But I'm thinking it's going to be a really big test. I've called these next 6 games the real test of Manchester United, where we are for next season. I'm not even looking at these games for this season. I'm looking at them for next season, because the way we perform, I'm not talking about the results for me, even though we put what wins we can get. I'm looking at the performances. And to me, that will tell me a lot in the journey of Amorim with these players. But go ahead. What do you think? Give us your 2 pence. How are you? How's the weekend in lovely Norway? Is it getting warmer?
Yeah, well, it's not too bad. You know, it's around plus a couple of degrees, and the snow is melting away. So it's a lot of water now and snow in the mix. So it's not the best time of the year, but you know, it's getting better. So in a month's time, we'll have real spring. You know, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope everybody's okay. I hope you have had a good weekend so far, and don't let Man United get you down. I heard your debate earlier when you started out, and yeah, it's division within the fan base. The most extremes wants everybody just to don't go to the games at all, stop going. But I know it's hard. You know, it's hard to let go of something you love as much, and you have so much in common with all of the rest of your friends as Man United. So it's not that easy. So I get both sides of the argument. So that was a good one, good debate. And I just want to say hi to the therapy army. I see a lot of the legends are here: Jamie, Wayne, Ben. We have even people from Twin Lannister from not Lord of the Rings, but what's the name of that series again?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Thank you, Lawani. Thank you. So yeah, but people, smash the like. You know, this 90 people watching at the moment. We need more likes. So smash the like. It helps out the channel. We struggle. YouTube is not helping small channels. Nuruddin struggles now. Even my channel struggles. You know, it doesn't push it out to anyone. That's my biggest problem at the moment. So it is what it is. But when it comes to the next 6 games, as you said, Nottingham Forest coming up, that's one of the most difficult games, I would say. They are a good team, but it's not Nottingham Forest per se. It's Nuno Espirito Santos, the coach, and we all remember how much we struggled against Wolves, I would say, in the last 4 to 5 seasons. Always when he was the coach for Wolves, there was a hard team to break down, and some way or another, Ruben Neves always scored on a corner kick from outside the box. So I don't think it will be a game with a lot of chances. It will be, I think it will be like a stalemate game, and they will just defend and trust that we can't break them down. And Ruben Amorim will do the same. So it will be a fight in the midfield, and the ones who's most clinical on their chances will win that game. But I still give us a decent chance. Not saying it will be an easy game, but Forest is not the best team, but they have special abilities like in Chris Woods. They have good on headers, and they have wingers who can cross. They have some combative midfielders, as Noradin mentioned, Anderson, the Newcastle guy, and they have a really solid defense. Especially that's the guy Murillo and Milenkovic, both two decent centre backs, and I love that the right back of them, the Nigerian guy Ula Aina, I think is good, and they have the Belgium goalkeeper Sels, very solid goalkeeper, and I know my partner in crime Stu Wally always talks highly about Sels. He thinks he's one of the better goalkeepers in the Premier League. So for me, I think he should he should actually be one of the alternatives if you're looking for goalkeepers, if he's obtainable, as he's probably not, because Forest is a club who's not in a need to sell basis. I don't know, Nordin, should we go through the rest of the games, or are we just talking about the Forest game? You're on mute.
I wanted to ask about Ben. Can you put your camera down a little bit so we can see you, please? Big up to you. Big up, Ben. How you doing, Ben?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better. Welcome. How you doing?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Therapy Army. Good evening, the panel.
Hey,
yeah, it's all good, all good. Well, not really this week anyway. My granny got diagnosed with breast cancer there last night, so just stage 4. So there's no chance of curing her, obviously, or helping. So it's just the day and age we live on. So she's we don't know if we could do chemo or radiotherapy. We don't know yet. We just need to see how bad the cancer really is. It's spread to her bones, so primary in her breast and then secondary in her bones. So it's all over. So, but look, this is it. And obviously, a quick message to everyone and everyone, the whole world, and everyone watching this. Like 1 in 2 men get it. 1 in 3 women get it. You all need to seriously look. Everyone seriously needs to look after themselves. And the thing is, the most important thing, cancer could come through genetics. Like it could come through the family and stuff. Like there's my grandfather had cancer there like 4 or 5 years ago. So like it can't be a genetic thing. But the most important thing, and people will not like realize this, but the biggest thing that cancer actually causes is sugar. The lack of sugar everyone's taken in this world. Because see, sugar actually, because I went down and it was, it was my first time actually going in with my granny to like actually getting diagnosed, and the she was she was one of the top doctors in Belfast, and she says, look here, I know, Ben, you're young, like you're coming, it's my birthday tomorrow as well, for crying out loud as well. So it's very difficult to like. So and like it's scary as well, because this time last year, this time 3 years ago as well, was my grandmother's my other grandmother's death. So I've had 2 birthdays in the space of 3 years. That it's kind of hard to actually be happy at times. But no, like I said, back to the doctor thing. Like the doctor said, look here, Ben, I know you're coming 28, but there's people like your generations, like people in their 30s or 40s, that don't understand this. But see, the lack of sugar, like the amount of people are eating sugar a day, it's actually mental. It's actually rised up so much, and that's actually, people don't think that sugar is a risk, like a thing in cancer, or like a cause of cancer or a symptom, but it really is. He says like it's come through their data. And I know whatever people think about the NHS and whatever people think about all these doctors and all that stuff, they know their stuff, and that's the main thing. And I just took the advice, because recently, like obviously I'm on Lent right at the moment. I've been on Lent since like a month, and I'm not really much of a drinker, but I've been off sugar, I've been off alcohol for this whole month, and obviously in the next 2 days, obviously I'll be back on. But I've took massively big advice from the doctor, and said, just gonna start cutting down my sugar levels and start exercising, because that's another thing. Says if you exercise, with me obviously being coming 28 tomorrow, you know, you just need to keep your body fit, keep your body active. You know, it's so important, and it's a big thing. I don't think we ever will get a cure for cancer. It sounds so bad to say, like, because you know, with the latest technology we have and all that stuff, but it's just a thing everyone has, and everyone will, like, 1 in 2 men will get it, and 1 in 3 women will get it. It's fucking crazy. Excuse my language. It's scary, and you know, it's just really sad, like, you know. But and it's just so hard, like, because it's my birthday in an hour and 57 as we're talking. But it's just really difficult to, like, you know, to be happy at this moment in time, like. And apologies I couldn't come on last night chat panel. It just was,
Yeah,
it was
don't worry
really
about
hard,
that.
man.
Listen, on
really
behalf of the
difficult.
therapy army, innit, we you know, our love goes out to you and your family. It goes out to anybody who's experienced. A lot of people in the comments right now talking about how, you know, how cancer has affected them. It's affected all of us. I think,
Yeah.
you know, all of us know somebody who we've lost so many people to cancer. So definitely your thing about sugar is real.
Definitely.
It's especially processed sugar is the worst,
Yep.
isn't it?
Facts.
Processed sugar, and every food now, all processed food has a certain level of sugar. So definitely.
And she was in the hospital for 4 or 5 weeks, and we didn't know what was wrong with her. Like, you know, her back was really sore, and I was like saying, why? Like, you know, it didn't really make any sense. Like, it was all spreading around her back, and I'm like, what can this be? And my mom, she's a nurse. She's been a nurse for 40 years, and she said when she came back from, she was over in Spain for 3 or 4 weeks, and we went out for a family meal, and my mom said, you know, when we came home that night, says, Ben, your granny does not look good at all. Like, you know, that I don't want to say this, because obviously it's not a confirmation, but I actually think this is cancer. And I said, don't say that. And then she then had to go to the hospital for 3 or 4 weeks, which is just big up to, it was Lagan Valley Hospital, and they were absolutely superb for her, because obviously there's a massive waiting list in the NHS, but she was seen instantly. So big up to them, all the everyone down there. And you know, like I said, it's stage 4. You know, once stage 4 happens, that's when, you know, it's all about spending the most time with her, like, you know, because it's not going to be long, you know.
Yeah. No, I think on behalf of everybody, I think, you know, solidarity and love, and we send their universal healing energy. Yeah, cancer is, a lot of people are just saying, you know,
keep your head up, bro.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Our hearts are with you, man. And happy birthday for in an hour and a half. You know, happy birthday. And
appreciate
you know,
it,
I'm a believer that I'm a big believer in that. As long as you're alive, you never lose people, because you've got such an incredible memories of people. So the people that I've lost in my life, I always think, as long as I'm alive, they're alive, because those memories, you know, that time, all of that is with you. You know, that's how I look at it. But you know, the only thing that's guaranteed in it is what lives dies. You know what I mean? But you know, sending love, man.
Thank you.
Love.
And at the end of the day, as well, my granny said as well, is a big point as well. Like, you know, my granny knew, like, before she went in with me and my mother, she knew, Ben, I just know what it is. Like, I just know what's coming my way. And I said, Granny, don't think that. She says, no, you know, I know what's coming. And whenever she was very strong. Like, you know, my grandmother is just such a strong woman. Like, you know, she tries hiding her emotions and stuff, and I'm like, how can, like, an 87-year-old woman, like, you know, be that strong after getting announced that she's stage 4 cancer? And she says she hit a really good thing, saying once she exited the room, she says, look, Ben, at the end of the day, you know, there's people out there who are very young, you know, suffering, and actually, you know, like, there's youngsters out there who are in hospital that are on end of life care, and there's also a genocide going on in Gaza. There's people dying every fucking day, you know. So it's not only just this issue, like, it's happening around to the whole world.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So
she sounds like a warrior, bro. She sounds like a warrior,
yeah.
innit? Send our love and thoughts to her, man.
Big up, bro. Big up the chat, by the way.
I know that she's got a loving family and a lot of people, Lots of love, man. Lots
Yeah.
of love. We're just talking about the Nottingham Forest game. What are you thinking on Tuesday? You thinking United can get something?
Do you know what? I think we can, because our away record has actually been really, really good under Amorim. I think we can. How I've seen it is normally like last year or last few seasons with Ten Hag, we haven't really, our away record's been absolutely abysmal, and the reason why is we we don't tend to usually like silent the crowd enough in the home crowd, like the like the home crowd when we're there. And I think once Amorim came in, we started doing that a lot, and you can tell with like the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Arsenal, like the Liverpool game in January, like we never heard much of the Scousers, like chanting and all that stuff. Like it wasn't really like a hostile atmosphere. It was actually relatively quiet because we kept control of the ball. We were compact. So I'm actually really confident going into this game, because it's an away game. If it was home, then I'd be looking at, right, okay, it might be, we might be the the rookies going into this, you would say, like the underdogs. So, but obviously I've seen Patrick Dorgu's back. That's massive, because I didn't really like the way we played on at Leicester. Obviously with Mazraoui and Dallo at the wing backs. Obviously Amas came on and he showed a lot. But I'm really, really happy that Dorgu's back in the squad. And we've seen pictures of McDonald's and Luke Shaw back in the squad, but God knows how long he's going to be back in the squad for. Probably like for like 5 minutes, and then he'll go to McDonald's again. But I'm happy as well that with Heaven's injury, and it's not really anything serious. Although I seen there was a report there, he is still wearing that protective boot, but I want him to have just take his time, not be rushed back into the squad, and just I'd actually much rather him like maybe sit out for the next game, which I believe after the Nottingham Forest game, it's a City game, isn't it? Yes,
Yep.
yes, and I'll be there as well. I heard about I heard the panel as well talking about the sitting in protest. I'm going to the City the Derby game, so I was a wee birthday gift from a missus, so she got me a wee ticket for the Derby game. So big up to her. But no, but I'm really confident going into this, and they're a good team. They're a very good team for us. Let's not get carried away. They play really compact. I like the way. He sets Nuno as a Nuno. What do you call him again? Nuno.
Nuno
Anyway,
Espirito Santos.
yes, he set.
Yeah.
I like the way how he sets his team up defensively, and
Yeah.
it'll be difficult to break down, but I'm really confident going in.
I don't think we've beaten him.
No,
I don't know if we've beaten him since 2018.
18. Yep, that's
Is
correct.
that our number? Luani, quickly, anything from this game? Tuesday?
I went back and watched the game we played against Leicester just to see if there's anything I can evaluate as progress. Because I was talking to Jarvis yesterday, telling him about how, Amorim made some adjustment, move our line up, and then now we can compress the opposition in their side of the pitch and blah blah. I don't know why he didn't stop me and told me I was just waffling, because I was waffling. So when I went back and watched that game, I said, you know what? This game coming against Nottingham Forest, I couldn't care less. Honestly, that 3-0 that we had against Leicester is flattering. It was a pretty even game. We caught them in transition for the last goal, and the other two goals, they were just back and forth. We didn't do anything that I could just hang myself on and say, hey, we are progressing in the system, or we are progressing in the tactic. It's just a change of personnel, and it was a pretty even game, and we took our chances, and that was it. So looking back at that game, going into this game, I was trying to be positive because we have 2 wins on a bounce. But unfortunately, I am not positive at all. I don't see anything that I can take from the last game that I can bring into this game. Leicester is Nottingham Forest is playing for. They're still playing for their Champions League spot. They were positioned, but they're still within touching distance of City and Chelsea. So they have something to play for. We have nothing to play for. So they're going to come at us. Yes, today I think their game went into extra time. So and they have playing with us. Their game with us is Tuesday. So 3 days playing extra time today. I don't know if that's going to affect their the physical side of the game. I don't know if they're going to be tired or what. But given the fact that they don't really move, they don't really play with the ball too much. They always sit back. I don't think it will make any difference. The fact that they playing us in 3 days time. And as for the result, I couldn't give a damn. I don't think the result, whether we win, I don't think it's going to change my perspective on this team. It's still a work in progress. And I honestly believe that Amorim has switched into self-preservation mode. Like Jarvis was saying yesterday, it's not about the tactic anymore. It's just about winning games now. And he's rotating personnel. While doing that, he's trying to know his players better and just trying to get results. So he's not going to give me any indication. The game against City neither. To be honest, the rest of the season will not. So
it will for me. I think that's why I disagree with you. I think it will for me. But how many wins do you think we could get from Nottingham Forest to the Man City game to Lyon to Newcastle to Lyon? So if you tell me what you think in terms of wins or losses, right? So let's start quickly. Nottingham Forest, win, lose or draw?
Draw.
When?
Man City.
Convincing lost.
Lyon away.
I don't know much about Lyon, but I do know the French league is pretty physical. So looking for a draw, that too.
Newcastle.
Oh, that's a loss all day.
Lyon at home.
That would depend on the first game, so 50-50 on that one as well.
Wolves at home.
Finally a win.
Okay. Right. Big up. Let's go through them quickly. Let's go. Let's do it. Where are you stand? Nottingham Forest. You said we're gonna win or we're gonna draw. You said that?
I said draw with Nottingham Forest.
Draw. Man City. You said we're gonna beat Man City. Yeah. Lyon.
Yes.
Lyon away. We're gonna win.
Draw.
Newcastle away.
Yeah. Loss.
Draw. A loss.
We lose. We lose in that one.
Okay. Manchester United. Lyon at home.
Manchester United.
So we go. Do you think we're gonna go through?
Yes, I think we're going.
Okay. Wolves on the Sunday.
Yeah, that one is tricky. Could be a draw.
Okay, fascinating. Ben, let's continue with you. You said most likely away record is good, so we're gonna draw. You said this one.
Win.
Yeah. Wow. Man City at home.
Lose.
We're gonna lose against City. Lyon away.
Either a 1-0 Lyon or a 0-0.
Okay. Well, go on. Give me lose or draw.
I'll go with a draw.
Newcastle away.
Loss.
Lyon at home.
Win.
Wolves.
Draw.
Okay. I think we're lucky if we get a draw here. This might be a draw, or this might be a draw as well. I think we're going to lose to Lyon away. Definitely lose to Newcastle. And then here it might be, depending on what happens in the first game, it could be a draw. Could the draw be good enough for us to win, to go through, or to... I don't know. I think Lyon are very tough. I think we're going to go out, me personally. I think we might be Wolves at Old Trafford. Jarvis?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah, I'm quite optimistic. I have to say I'm quite optimistic because I think Amorim has understood that he has to tweak his system a little bit just to get his players going, and I think he plays now on the strength of the players and not on the. He's not too stubborn when it comes to his own tactics.
Okay. Forest.
So for us to get results, I think it's positive. In the long run, I don't know, but Forest, I think we will win. Chris Woods, Chris Woods, I think is out with an injury again, so they will have to start. Is it Iwobi or Iwoni or what's his name?
Iwoni,
and because I think he's so crucial for them. I think Chris Woods is such a crucial player. So for me, I think we will win. City, we are at home. It's a tough one, but I think we can make at least a draw. So let's say 1 point. Newcastle away, I think that's the tough nut.
No, Leon. No, Leon. Leon first. Let's get it. Leon.
Yeah, Leon we will win. We will win. I think Europa League, European football suits us really well. It's not as high as tempo, and we tend to be more physical against other European teams, not the Premier League, because Premier League is extremely physical. So when we go against European opposition, we have the edge when it comes to physicality.
But you know that the second most physical league in Europe is the French league. You know that.
I know that, Nordin. So I'm aware. But even then, I think
going to be physically stronger for them. Okay, fair enough. Newcastle.
Newcastle, I think that's the tough nut because they are a really strong team, especially physically. I think they are in better shape, and they have extreme qualities coming in with Isaac. He's fast, he's good on the ball, he's smart, he knows where to take his runs. So I think maybe he will give us a little bit of struggle. And they have physicality, in their players. I mentioned Longstaff. I don't know if he will play. We have the Brazilian guy. What's his name? And the Italians. Yeah, Joe Linton. And hardworking. They're really hardworking. But I think Amorim has solved the puzzle. When they pin down our wingbacks, I think they have solved it. So what I've seen in the last couple of games, I think so, but I'm not sure.
This is where they're going to be the test. All of that, all the things that you've seen. All of it will be put to the test in the next 6 games.
It will.
Leon, it will. So Leon, we're going through. So that's a win. We're going through. Yeah,
we're going through. So Newcastle, I think that will be the tough nut. I don't think we will take points away to Newcastle. So that will be a loss.
Wolves.
Who do we have next? Is it Wolves?
Wolves
home.
Yeah.
Wolves home. Yeah, I think we will beat Wolves. I think we are better than them now at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna stay. I'm going to stay with you now. Harry Maguire will be returning to the team most likely because Evans is out now. I personally think I wouldn't. Me personally, I would bring Euro instead because I think Harry Maguire. We already babysitting Casemiro when Casemiro's playing because he's our deep line playmaker now. He's the one that's hooking the ball out wide. Finding the passes. I don't think we can afford to babysit two players. And I think Harry Maguire fundamentally changes the way the lines that we push. Whether we're in mid-block, whether we are high up the pitch, he determines the way we play. So I would not want him to be starting for me. But if he starts all those games, I think Man United, we're going to lose more games than we're going to win. So considering that, that he likes him. Amorim likes him and he likes to get him back in the team. He thinks he's a leader and everything else. But he did one thing I've liked about Harry Maguire being injured is that we were forced to play, Heaven and Masraoui and De Ligt, and actually we pushed up the pitch more. At times we squeezed the game. At times we saw a bit of the patterns of pressing. And we saw we're trying to squeeze, and you said the way that the wing backs are pinned down, we didn't see that. So, but I think with Harry Maguire, we will be pinned back because he determines. And Amorim has said that by himself. He said, "I'm not going to be able to play the football, because Maguire, the pace." He talks about it, and we have already got a liability that is, if the ball goes on the other side of him, and where Bruno always plays ahead. even in a two, but ahead of
Mm.
Casemiro. That's the liability. So what do you think to that? If Maguire comes in, do you agree or do you disagree? And people, think about your answer, because I really want you, what you think. And happy to disagree with me. Happy to disagree. And I really hope that Maguire comes back, shuts me up, plays, becomes man of the match in the next 5-6 games. And
But
he actually
Nourdin,
scores winners.
Nourdin, your ball knowledge is exceptional. But you have such a good intuition when it comes to football. Maybe you are not as a tactician as me, and I'm sitting there pointing dots and arrows, but you have a really good intuition, and you are 100% spot on right. We struggle when Maguire plays, and he spread some kind of insecurity in our back three, back five, because he's not on the front foot, and even when he's on the front foot, he still struggle a little bit with the pace. And I think at the moment we saw Lindelof coming in, Lindelof stepping up into the pivot, gives Bruno the freedom to roam from a meeting. Xerxes drops down, and then Bruno ends up in the mid circle, playing those balls out to the sides, the wingers, the number 10s, or the wing backs. So suddenly we found a way to go around this. And it starts from the back, as you said. When you push up one of the centre backs, Lindelof, suddenly Bruno has the freedom to move a little bit more, and we're not loosening our structure. So we basically we morph from a 3-4-2-1 into a 2-2-2-4 formation now when we are attacking. And the build-up is quite clever. But it's all about the moving up from a center back, Bruno's positioning, Xerxes dropping down, receiving the ball, and Bruno ending up in the central and the wingers. But we interchange on the one side with Garnacho and Masraoui. Masraoui almost moves up as a striker because he takes that long, deep run from the wing back position and all the way up, and is almost level with Højlund. Garnacho is wide on the right, and we have Dorgu on the left. So we go in, we morph from a 3-4-2-1 into a 2-2-2-4. And now I think the timing is really well, and so it's so pivotal. And I don't want to see Maguire nowhere near in this team. I don't think it's good enough to play the central position. If Maguire is playing, we have to forfeit one of our wide centre backs to go inside and play in the pivot, and we lose the dynamic because of this. So that's just my 2 cents. I don't know if anyone of you else agree. I don't know, Lavani.
Yes, actually, you're right. Nuruddin, you're right. Jarvis, you're right as well. Maguire is a very important piece. Like I said, his physical attribute don't allow us to play a high line. But I'm not looking at Maguire when it comes to this thing. I'm gonna start looking at Amorim himself. You can get a center back that have a restricted physical attribute to play a position, but it depends also on the instructions that you give him. If if you don't want to play the game in the core this way, you can still tell him, look, I know you're not the fastest, but I need you to step up like 20 yards and move your defense, your other two defenders, and move them up. That's the way I want to play. Okay. If you can't do it, you come here and you sit on the bench. But I don't want anything else. If naturally you start the game start and you start stepping back 20 yards because you can't run, I'm gonna take you out. So I'm gonna be looking at Amorim and the instructions that he gives. When it comes to this game against Forest, is he going to play our wing back as part of the defensive three, and we're going to end up with 5 defenders, or he'll keep our wing back all the way up there so we can be the aggressors? So everything is going to be on Amorim for me. If he chooses not to play Maguire, that's fine. I will understand that, hey, he's trying to attack and this is what he's trying to do. That's okay. But if he chooses also to play Maguire, he's still going to be culpable for me, because I'm going to be looking at the way Maguire is playing. If Maguire is coming back, stepping back, and having his 2 defenders babysit him, he's not going to sit well with me. And it's the coach that I'm going to be looking at.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Lesso. What are you thinking?
I firmly agree. I've never been really a fan of Maguire, to be honest. I've always felt that he left us too much exposed. Sometimes at the back, his lack of pace and lack of variety in terms of the way we want to play going forward. Either with him you have to play low block. In order to suit him, he can't push up because he doesn't have the pace to cover back. So like he limits your play overall, especially when you wanna play from the back as well. He's a bit too casual in terms of releasing the ball. He's a bit indecisive, and yeah, that tends to actually bring pressure to our defense actually a lot more. When he's in position. So I'm obviously that he shouldn't be back, but I can see how maybe Amorim may play in some of the games, especially like Luani said, in terms of if we decide to actually have like five defenders, instead of being a more attacking side. In some games, he may try and go with someone like Maguire because he knows he does not need to push up, as much. We may be trying to play low block, in those instances. So I'm just not a fan. I like my defenders strong but quick as well at the same time. I like them being able to pass out from the back as well and be very comfortable in position and very decisive. And Maguire, unfortunately, a lot of those attributes he lacks, overall. And it's not down to him. I mean, it's just the way he's built, overall. And yeah, and you just have to cater your game too much towards him, to be able to like, for example, um diminish somewhat of his deficiencies. And I think that's the problem. You cannot be looking at one player and trying to diminish their deficiencies. They either fit into the system or they either sit on the bench. And so we'll see how Amorim utilizes him in the coming games. And that will tell me a lot more about Amorim going forward. Is he willing to tweak? Can he differentiate between a player's strengths and weaknesses that doesn't somehow destabilize whatever he's trying to do? And yeah, that we'll find out. But personally, I would not put in Maguire. That is not my type of defender.
Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just think he determines. I genuinely do think having Casemiro is costly because he hasn't got the physicality, especially in the Premier League. He hasn't got the legs to get around. As soon as we get around him, we're back to on the back three. And I have liked the way that Masraoui, De Ligt, and Evans, where they were playing Heaven, sorry, not Evan, Heaven, were being super aggressive at times, having to go with to go out to a number 10 or a winger that's coming inverting winger to go out to them in the pockets and not letting people have the ball in the pocket because we get outnumbered. Because Bruno's always on the other side of the gate of the play once we get turned. And I just think we back up, and the gaps come and his indecision comes. But yeah, Ben, in terms of Maguire, does he determine, are we right or are we wrong to say that he can determine the way this team plays? And even Amorim has come out and said so himself, that we have to protect, we can't have open spaces because Maguire will get exposed.
Yeah, well, I think Luani, Jarvis, and yourself, Nerdin. I don't know what Lesso said, but no, I think he's absolutely spot on. I think Maguire is a serious detrimental in this system. I mean, like I said, it is worrying that Amorim has shown faith in him, by saying right here, Maguire can have another year on his contract for next year. Like he can stay for next season because he's a quality player, he's a good leader and stuff. Which I actually in the good leader situation, I think he is a good leader. I think he does help the dressing room out a lot. But as a player, he's a serious detrimental to the system. We just play far too deep. There's times where when he was playing beside Lenny Euro, the one thing I love to ask that whole back three is who's commanding the line? Who's commanding it? Because it's fucking confusing at times. There's times where Maguire holds his hand up, right? And there's times that Euro holds his hand up. And there's times where Maguire looks at Euro and say, why are you not holding the line? And then Euro's then asking, no, you're meant to be holding the line. It doesn't make any sense. And and Luani just was spot on. It's not just down to Maguire as a player. We know Maguire's shit. We know Maguire's not good enough for this team. But it's down to Amorim by saying, Maguire, you can hold the bench because you're a decent squad player. You can be good in certain games, but hold the bench because you're massive detriment to this system. Along with Hoyland, because I'd still start Hoyland tomorrow because look, he played well in Leicester. Give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he doesn't perform tomorrow, or sorry, whenever they play, Nottingham Forest, if he doesn't perform Nottingham Forest, back in the bench, Obi Martin, you come in. That's what I need to see from Amorim. Amorim needs to be, I'm the boss. You're not the boss. Your PR team's not the boss. I'm the boss. So Maguire is a serious detriment to this system. Out of everyone, I've all said this. Like I know Lindelof, he's been here far too long too. We all know that. But I'd rather have Maguire, and well, we know Evans is retiring. Maguire go before Lindelof. Because the thing is with Lindelof, he's a ball-playing centre-back. And the thing is, when Lindelof was in the central centre-back, Jarvis obviously brought it up in the Tactical Devils show. Big up to the Tactical Devils. When Lindelof plays in the central centre-back, it's so much different to compare to Maguire. Because the thing is with Lindelof, he actually plays more like kind of, I wouldn't say inverted, but he plays more like into the six role. And that actually allows us at times to play out from the back a lot simpler. Because with Casemiro or Ugarte or whoever is beside him, so he can actually, okay, right, let's play the ball to Ugarte and then we can go on to phase two. So I don't like Lindelof, but Lindelof's a much, much better player in that central centre back than Maguire will ever be. And the thing is, 100%, yep. And the thing is, as well, De Ligt, like people kept saying we can't play the three, in the back with De Ligt and Maguire. Bro, De Ligt in these last few games has just shown you that why De Ligt is a quality centre back. He's not slow. So whoever said De Ligt was a slow defender, they can hold that. They can hold that because De Ligt is actually a quick enough. Like I wouldn't say he's the fastest, but he could do a job, and that's the thing. So it's all down to Amorim in this Maguire situation and the Hoyland, but I'll give Hoyland the benefit of the doubt because he had a good game at Leicester and hopefully it continues. And you know what? I'm with you on this as well, Nerd. And I want Maguire to do well. I want this whole team to do well. Bruno Fernandes is shutting me up. I don't like Bruno Fernandes. I want him gone. But Bruno's shutting me up because he is our best player in this team right now, along with Amad Diallo, who's obviously out. So Bruno's shut me up, but I want all my team to play well. But at this moment in time, Maguire's not playing well. Hoyland's not playing well as of this season. So down to Amorim, this situation for Maguire.
Look, my brothers on the panel, let's look at this, right? I think Amorim have 99 problems. We have three center backs, right? We have Maguire, we have De Ligt, we have Lindelof. None of them is Premier League. I'll be honest with you. Even De Ligt. I'm looking at De Ligt. I don't think he's not Premier League, guys. It might be a blessing in disguise for Forest that their main striker is out injured, because Onwonye is more mobile than their regular striker. Onwonye and he's a unit as well. He haven't started in a game in a while, and he probably have something to prove. I would have preferred the other striker who was less mobile. Of course, he was a threat in the air, but he's less mobile. Onwonye is gonna run whoever Amorim decide to start. I hope it's not Lindelof, because Onwonye will run him ragged. That's the issue I have. But honestly, our team, we're not that good. We are not that good. I can promise you that. And our second Jarvis, when he looked at the team, he said the players are just not Amorim system players. We don't. And Nuruddin, I'm sorry, when you talk about Casemiro, it looked like there's an ageism things going on a little bit, but he's still our best DM. Casemiro is still our best. No, I'll be honest.
Listen, I can only go by what I see with my own eyes.
No,
Nuruddin,
Casemiro is still our most complete DM. The only person I'll put ahead of Casemiro is the young Toby Collier. And the only reason is because Casemiro has more experience than him. That's all. Apart from Casemiro and Toby Collier, I don't see anybody that Ugarte can pass a ball to save his life. Yeah, he's a destroyer, but he's almost like he's a one-dimensional player. So the one we should be aiming to protect in that DM position, the one we should be building the team around for now is either Collier or Casemiro, because they will offer us more than Ugarte. We cannot play Bruno in the DM. That means that we're playing a defensive game. We cannot play Ericsson in the DM. We've tried that, it didn't work. So where are we? I still think we have a long way to go. We don't have an identity. Amorim is still so searching through his personnel. And if I was him, I would literally stop doing a back four combination between the young lads, Heavens, Amas, Euro, Mazarawi, Dalot. I will start looking for my combination there. I want Maguire. Nah, not anymore. Old story now.
Any positives?
I'm sorry, guys. I know we just won a game by 3, and everybody like, yeah, this guy's too negative.
Listen, Amorim is nominated. Amorim is nominated for the manager of the month, even though we only won 1 game in March.
Wow.
In the Premier League, in terms of the Premier League, we drew, but he's nominated. I hope that's not a curse. I hope that's more of a gift than a curse.
It's just I always tend to compare us against other teams in the Premier League. Other teams in the Premier League, even the ones that are hovering around us, they are operating at a higher level. They have a system. They have players that they are fielding consistently. They know each other. We're still searching through the personnel to see who fit where and what. How many guaranteed starters do we have in our team? We're rotating too much. After so many games, we're still in the phase of rotating players, trying to figure out if they fit the system. The only 2 guaranteed starters in our team are Bruno and Ahmad when he's fit. Everybody else is still trying to find their groove. This team makes me suffer, Nuruddin. This team makes me suffer. I don't get any joy from watching Manchester United.
I think that the majority of us have been the same. I want to just quickly go back to, is there any news just dropped about Gyökeres? Is there anything dropped about Gyökeres?
No, it's probably the one that came out yesterday, Noradin, about he has a verbal agreement with the club that they can cut off about 30 million of his buyout clause. That's
fuck Gyökeres,
something. So he will be able. They will be able to sell him about 50 to 55 million pounds.
Okay.
As the report was coming out yesterday.
And who's that club? So there's a mystery club that he has an agreement, so they can get 30% discount on him.
Yeah. I think there's something like that. But
who's this mystery football club? What are people saying? What are the rumors saying? It's United.
Probably Arsenal.
It's Coventry City. His old club. Buyback clause. I don't know. We'll see. But
why this obsession about Gyökeres? Why are we chasing the rabbit down the rabbit hole?
Yep.
We have bigger problem than Gyökeres.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
The midfield, the wing backs, the tens, the
Mm-hmm.
keeper. Let's not forget about that. The keeper. People think that we don't need a new keeper over the summer. We do. We do.
We don't have a spine. We have three central defenders, and none of them is top 10 Premier League level. Not
Yeah.
Lindelof, we've been there. Not Delete, I'm sorry. Not Maguire. And this is a big club. We spend a lot of money. 2025, we still don't have a proper central defender. Wow.
Yeah. And I think as well in terms of Amorim may need to adapt his formation as well. I don't think this is gonna work long term. To be honest, if you, the way we're looking at it, I mean, even at Sporting, people forget that he did tweak formations. He didn't start with the formation that he actually ended up at. He did tweak it from year to year. So I think maybe next season we may see a few tweaks, basically based on what we may bring through in terms of the transfers and everything. So, and obviously with Wilcox as well, would be advising him in terms of this may not work in the Premier League long term. Maybe we need to tweak it a little bit here and here. So yeah, it will be interesting to see, honestly. But I don't see us sticking to the same tactics. Year by year, I think we'll gradually be changing and tweaking them. So yeah.
Tweak it to what?
Brad, like there's many formations he can tweak it to. I mean, he did play a 4-3-3 the other time. So for me, he can actually adapt. He, like I said, at Sporting, he did the same thing when he came in. He didn't play the whole 3-5-2 formation. He didn't do that. So he will gradually change. If he sees that it's not working, he will adapt and he will tweak it. That's why Wilcox is there for a reason. He's there to advise him as well. They there to assess everything and to tell him this is just not working. Maybe we may need to tweak it a little bit and do this. I mean, even Klopp, when he came into the Premier League, he did tweak his formations year in, year out. So, these managers do adapt. If you're that good, yeah.
It's a 4-3-3. A 4-3-3 is a formation for teams that either are very, very good in possession or they press like hell. We are neither. So 4-3-3 will be a suicide for us.
But guys,
Of course, not at the moment. Yeah.
You got to remember when it comes to formations, we all know this.
Formation doesn't.
Formations is just
Formation
numbers.
doesn't-
No,
it's just
we
numbers.
defend in a 4-5-1. So we defend in a 4-5-1. Do we play a 4-5-1? Is that our formation?
No.
When we transist, as I said,
No.
when we go in transition into attack, when we build up, we morph into a 2-2-2-4 formation. We usually end up in almost like a 3-1-6, the good old Ten Hag formation. So what formation are we actually talking about? Because there's so many numbers here.
You always don't mention not the nerdin.
Nerdin loves the 3-1-6. Ten Hag.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it's just numbers, guys. We got to remember because it's fluid. It's fluid. It's all about interchanging position, moving in the right areas, as I said. And I don't know if you want, but I can show you what Levani and I talked about yesterday. It's just scribbles, but if you understand my drawing here, it's basically when we build out from, let's say, Heaven receives the ball. And Bruno drops a little bit deeper to receive the ball. When he does that, a lot of triggers, a lot of movement starts happening. At the moment he receives, Xerxes drops down. So Xerxes and Bruno are key into this because they pass short passes. Maybe they bring in Ugarte, maybe they bring in Heaven. But one way or another, Bruno ends up here. And when he ends up here, the runs have already started. Not too soon, not too late. It's all about timing. So Mazraoui, we remembered in Leicester game and a couple of other games, he comes in deep runs, almost ending up where the dark blue spot is. Same with Højlund. And then Garnacho goes on a run. go on the wide. Dorgu keeps the width on the other side, and Bruno is here. Let's say Xerxes is here, Heaven. So everybody ends up in. So in a way, we end up in. Let's say we have two here, two here, two here, and four. So and the ball goes out to Garnacho, let's say, and then comes the second wave of players, and we go in with the rest defense, and that's the 3-1-6. No, yeah, 3-1-3-1-6. So in a way, I like what I see from Amorim, and it's about the timing of the attacks, how we do things, and I think it's getting better and better. But yeah, we will be tested. And obviously the other managers of the other clubs, Nuno Espirito Santos, he knows this. He knows they have analyzed Man United, so he knows he will be really aggressive. They need to stop Bruno. They need to stop Xerxes, mark him when he drops down. So it's always a battle, how to go around. It's a tactical battle. So yeah, that's how I see it, at least at the moment. I don't know, Nuruddin, have you seen this with the current Man United team? The movement now, the timing is getting better.
You're on mute.
Oh, mute.
From where we've been, yes, but like I said, these 6 games are going to be the test to see if the movement's there, or are players gonna, go back to where they've been, or what the football that we've been playing. Yeah, I mean, we can look good against certain teams, but I'm still yet to be convinced. There's not enough data for me, I would say.
No, that's
definitely he has adapted his tactics 100%. We can see that. We do mid to low block, and sometimes we were doing low block. For me, still, when we're in attack, still there's not enough up the pitch. We don't all squeeze up like you just showed on the graph. We do it in stages. We don't go all squeeze up. And I would like to see that centre halves, everybody get to the halfway line quickly. And then the second wave is there to clear up any balls, any passes. So yeah, pick up to Shakarian. Shakarian is just saying this. Victor Osimhen's representatives have informed the Saudi Pro League club that he wants to play in the Premier League next season. Report also that he's willing to join Manchester United. Well, we love being linked with these players. So that's always interesting, isn't it?
I have a question for the panel. Obviously, Paul Evans said Gyökeres link. I have a question as well. Would you rather have Gyökeres, or that there's another player we've been linked to, the Frankfurt striker, Hugo Nketiah? Hugo Nketiah, I think that's his name. Apologies if I pronounce it so wrong, but he's a Frankfurt striker for and he's only I think he's 23, 22, but he seems quality. Apparently, it was all over Twitter there a few days ago, and obviously I haven't heard much from him, but a lot of people have been saying he's like on the ball. He's very like Martial in a way, and he's very physical.
Oh, don't make me cry, Martial.
I know, but look, and then someone then said, "Is this guy or There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's him there.
Ekitike.
Ekitike.
Ekitike. Yeah, Hugo Ekitike. Yeah. 13
So him
goals,
or
4
Gyökeres?
assists.
Yep.
Bundesliga.
I don't think it's
3
smart,
goals in the
but
Europa League. So look at his FB reps. He looks good. Green all over the place.
He's very technical. Very, very technical. Very good first touch.
Bring him in. I think what we're all afraid to admit, kind of, to a certain extent, is that our attack is very predictable. Before Ahmad get injured, it was Ahmad and Inshallah. Now it's Bruno, Hoofball, and let's see where he goes. Right now, what I would like Amorim to do is that I think that the work of Ericsson in that 10 is very underrated. Start Ericsson in the 10, start Xerxes in the other 10, and if Rasmus decide that he's going to be wrestling with the defenders again, 30 minutes into the game, take him out and put Cheeto in. Just give us something to hang on to. But I believe it's essential for us to be able to keep the ball and change our point of attack from just Bruno and just Garnacho. We need to play Ericsson and Xerxes. That will give us a little bit more dynamism, you know.
So, what would you guys rather have, Jokeres or the Hugo guy?
I think
How old
Jokeres.
is this kid? How old is he, Jarvis? Remind me again. He's 20.
He's 22 days, 22 years, 282 days, so almost 23 years of age. Yeah.
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 I'm
Born
sure,
in
I
the
don't know
summer.
if it's a fake video, but I saw a video, somebody asking him, who was his favorite team? And he said Manchester United growing up. So
Yep.
I mean, I haven't watched him, to be honest, but I don't know. How old is Jokeres?
it's 26.
Oh, he's
26.
ready. He's in his prime. I mean,
Yeah.
Max.
I mean, I don't know. It's a bit. Bring them
Somebody
both.
saying here, Hugo's not a box striker, he's more like Havertz.
Havertz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
he's like he plays like Xerxes in a way.
no.
Okay, if
Look,
you
he
look at
plays like
players
Xerxes in a
that
way.
you can
He's
compare him
exactly.
to,
Yeah.
if you see here, it's Mamouche, Isak,
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson. So yeah, you got a semi understanding of what type of player he is.
Could he play as a number 10?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Look,
he
man.
could in this formation. Yeah.
yeah.
And what's the price?
I think it was 55 million. I think his release
Euros.
clause.
Euros.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
he's on 67k euros a week. So
So the price they want is 50 something million.
It's like
Euros
50,
or pounds?
I think it's euros.
I think it was euros. Yeah.
Yeah, it was euros. I think.
I think we can start looking at from next year. Next year, the players that will be brought in will be to the consent of Amorim. So the team that we'll see next year will be pretty much an image of what the way the manager sees football and the way he wants to apply his tactic. So we'll see what he brings in.
So if you had to choose between this Hugo or Cunha, what most of you would ask for Cunha, because Cunha is already Premier League proven.
yeah,
Mm.
I would go for Cunha.
Listen,
Cunha
guys,
any day.
we could go on all day, all night. But let's get a last word from everybody. Last word from everybody. My last word is this next 6 games are going to be tough. They're going to be extremely tough. We'll know more about this team, more about Amorim, more about these players, and more for me looking forward to the next season, because I don't think the transfer window that a lot of you are expecting is not going to happen. I'll be shocked if Manchester United sign 4 players.
At least established players that we know of.
I think we'll sign kids.
Yeah,
But I don't think we'll sign established players. That's what I meant by.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Last word from you, Jarvis.
No, I think you're right. I agree. I don't think we will sign a lot of established players. I think we could end up, if we sign 4, I think that will be at the top end what we can achieve this summer. First of all, we don't have money. Second of all, we don't know if we have Europa next season. We will miss out on a lot of money, both from sponsors and Champions League money. So yeah, it will be tough. And we know we have now an ownership, or at least the guys who run the sporting department, they are not willing to take chances. So we will be on a sell to buy basis. And I think that will be difficult because our players are difficult to offload, because first of all, they don't want to leave Man United because of all the fame and glory. Second of all, they are on really high wages, so no one will take them on, or they have to be compensated dearly. and so the negotiations for selling these players will be tough, and it will go on all summer long, and most likely because we have a transfer stop in the middle of the summer because of the World Cup for clubs. So nothing will most likely happen until the
You
end
know
of the.
that? I don't know if it's for Europe, but the Premier League is starting the season. Transfer windows closed. European clubs are still, I think, operating, but it starts. The transfer window
is
closes.
that a fact?
Yeah, in the Premier League, yeah.
I heard it was a suggestion, but I didn't. I don't know if
in the
if
Premier
it's
League, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I could be wrong. It's that the season will start, and then the transfer is already. Premier League teams can't sign anybody else.
okay. Okay. Well, then it will be even tougher because no, I think it's debunked. This I think there was a suggestion they tried, but it won't happen this season at least. But I think we have to be realistic, and we are on a sell to buy basis. I think we all agree on that, and selling our place is the toughest thing there is.
Facts.
I don't think we have any money hidden in the mattress, and I think our credit card is has melted.
Well, it's
It's, it's say again.
the credit card is maxed out, and that's why there's rumors that of Kobe Manu being sold this summer to start bringing in money. So Kobe Manu, so one of the club are putting it out there. The club are putting it out there that he's up for sale.
Yeah, but will you be unhappy if
from the Kobe side? From the Kobe side, he doesn't want to go. He just wants to get fair enough wages, and it's not asked for 200,000. By the way, the club are coming out briefing against him. This is something that happens when you have young, developed players. I don't know if any of you are aware or know that majority of academy graduates, they get treated like shit by most of their football clubs. When players are bought in, they paid money to bring in, they give them the proper wages, the market going value for that player. But for players who come through the academy, they usually get paid less than majority of players who are being bought. And he wants a fair wage. And they're saying to him no. Apparently, he's willing to negotiate around 100, 150. I do think it might be a bit too young. I would give it him, but I would just only on because of the age. And I would be focused more on him just developing. That's what I would want more guarantees of, is my development at this football club, not the money, because I genuinely do think Kobe is a good player if he's developed properly. I think he could be a really, really top player. And I'd be more worried about the developmental plan than about the money. The money will always come. Once you get established and developed, the money will come naturally. I'm a believer in that. But when he sees Luke Shaw getting 200 grand, Mason Mount 200 grand, and these guys don't even play for the football club, what does that tell you? It gets you angry as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but you gotta be realistic. He's young. He hasn't achieved anything yet. He scored in the FA Cup final, but that's basically it. He played in the Euros. Yeah, that was good, but he's young and he needs to prove it over and over again to deserve big money. But I think we started on 180 and it went down to 150. That's what they are feeding us right now, and we will see. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kobe is sold this summer, and in a way, if it means that Amorim gets in his players, if Kobe is the catalyst into this team for Amorim to sign, let's say, 2 or 3 players that he really feels that he needs to get his system working, I will be on board with that, because I think we just need to be ruthless and take some hard choices. And we can't win them all, And for I think also for Kobe, I think it's a good thing. I think the
personally
environment
believe
Man
that.
United can ruin him as a player, and I don't see.
I made a video about it.
Quitting. Yeah,
I know.
There's a
video
you
on
did.
the channel. There's a video on the channel saying that I actually welcome it, and I prefer him to go develop somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jarvis. Carry on. I didn't mean to cut you.
No. I was done. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to defend people, for people not believing that I want Kobe out, because I don't. But if all of this is true, and it gives Amorim what he wants, I think it's the right move, because we are in a stage. Liverpool, they had to sell Coutinho, but he was the catalyst for Jurgen Klopp. They brought in the goalkeeper, and they brought in Van Dijk, and I don't know. I think they brought in Mo Salah before that, but sometimes you need some transfers like this to get things going, because we don't have owners who are willing to spend. So that's just the way it is. But I know I will be disappointed if he goes. I don't know with you guys.
No, I've come to realization I'm not. But Luwani, Ben, let's carry on. I do not want any young players getting damaged. If it was up to me, Manchester United is not a stable football club, and I think a lot of young players. If I was a young player, if I was advising a young player, I wouldn't go sign for Manchester United.
No.
Oh well. You know what? Last word for me. I know that's what they say. They say what the biggest success of the devil is trying to convince the world of his non-existence. Shout out Kaiser Soze of the usual suspect. I guess our biggest success is to convince managers and players that they can come contribute to the revival of us as a club. We are a shithole. To the fan, I know we just won 2 games in a row, and I hear chants of Viva Garnacho and Bruno is the best GM, the best midfielder in the world. Just keep your powders dry, and let's see what happens in the next games. Keep your powders dry. That's all I'm saying. It's way too early for celebration.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I mean, with in terms of my last word, yeah, it's the next 6 games. It's gonna be hard. But like I said, I don't expect much. I do think we may go a bit far in the Europa League. I did say that, because we are a cup team. We are set up for cup competitions, and cup competitions tends to be where we may be getting a bit of luck there and there. We may have a crappy season in terms of the league, because that requires consistency throughout, and you play these games week in, week out. So we're more suited in terms of the players we have and everything, the mentality around it and everything, with regards to the cup competitions. But other than that, yeah, I just hope that we do what we need to do in the summer. At best, I think we will get 3 or 4 players in. Especially considering how many players we're ready to let go of. So it wouldn't make sense for us to let go of so many of these players, and then we don't get any players in. We've suffered this season because of that very same reason. So I don't think they would repeat that mistake personally. It would be ludicrous if they did that. They'll literally be under fire if they let that happen. So I do see us completing deals in the summer. Probably a midfield. We could see a midfield revamp, personally. According to the people who are linked to go, Ericsson, Casemiro, and all these guys. So I do see a bit of both, young and possibly maybe 1 or 2 at best. Established players. Trincao is also linked with us as well. Apparently, there's news that he spoke to Cristiano Ronaldo about Manchester United, and Cristiano, suggested that he comes to Manchester United. So that's another one we look at. We also linked with the centre back. So Lindelof, Maguire, and these guys, they're not starters, obviously. So it's gonna be interesting. We are going to sign. That's all I know. We just don't know who's gonna come through the door. that's the problem. But we'll see. That will determine how we play going forward, and what barometer is going forward. So yeah, let's just see. Personally, from me.
Mm.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yes, big up. First things first. happy Eid Mubarak to all all the Muslims out there. And obviously happy Lent, obviously for all the Christians out there. Free Palestine, fuck Zionism, free Congo, free Sudan, free Syria, fuck Starmer, fuck Trump, fuck them all. But
Glazers and Ineos.
yep, fuck Ineos, fuck Glazers, fuck them all. I'll be at the Derby, and I will be sitting in the stadium for the protest. So I'll be there with two of my mates. So yeah, big up everyone, big up the chat. Appreciate all the lovely comments regarding obviously my
Free
grandmother
Kashmir
situation.
as well. Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Yes, but big up the chat though for all the comments, and big up the panel for showing love. Big up Nerdin. Appreciate for everything you've done so far, for allowing me to come on and stuff. And big up Jarvis as well. Keep up the good
Okay.
work, Jarvis. You'll get there eventually, bro. You will. Trust me,
Thanks.
mark my words. But in regards to Amorim, I think it's a big summer ahead of us. It's more. I'm more concerned about the outgoings than the incomings. I'm not really too bothered about who comes in, really, as long as it's a first, like, it's like a generational like player. If it's their first ever proper professional contract, like I'd rather have like up and coming talents like a Euro, like a Dorgu, like players that we've never actually really, we don't really know much about. I'd rather have them sort of signs than sign. Right? Okay, let's sign just out of nowhere, like a 31-year-old, 30-year-old, 29-year-old, like someone in their prime. We don't need that. We need a complete reset. And I've said it so many times on the on Nerd and Stream, like this club just needs complete reset. Where we had the same situation with Ten Hag last on his first season. We went for all 4 trophies, and it came to bite them the second season. I've always said I don't really care if Man United go out of the Europa League. I'd actually much rather them go out of the Europa League. So Amorim has the full time through the summer, through pre-season, and then the next season, right? Pressure is on you now. So deliver. You've had so much time in the training ground. Now deliver. And focus on getting the outgoings with Ineos, obviously, there, and the Glazers. So it's all down to them too. And yeah, like I said, I'm completely with you, Nerd, it'll be interesting to see how we get on in these next 6 games. Regarding like the movement, like how does the movement work? Our players, up for the challenge, which I do think, we have seen in the past. Players are usually up for the bigger games, and when it comes to the smaller games, they're usually not, because it doesn't, like, it's not good for PR really for their sakes. But no, like I said, big up the chat. I've always said I've had no expectations about this season, even at the start when Ten Hag was here. I knew Ten Hag was going to get sacked, and a lot of people were saying Amr could have done better. We were 5 points off top 4. Could have done so much better instead of 13th. Yeah, we could have done better than 13th, bro. But we are where we are, and we are top. We're, like, in my opinion, we're at least like top 10, like at least the like best team right now. Like, we are just so shit, and the only reason we're going to fix this is we get rid of the vultures of our club. We're not going to go anywhere with this current situation with Ineos and Glazers, and Sir Jim just needs to fucking sort himself out, bro, because he says he put 300 million into the club and it's all gone. So why does he not come to organize a directors meeting and say to Joel and Avram, I've just put 300 million in. Where the fuck's your money? Put money in. Where the fuck is your money? You're over there in America with your private jets, your 5-star hotels, your villas. Fucking put money in. Like, it baffles me. And the fact that Jim can't comment because it's his fucking, it's a majority shareholder. You can hold a directors meeting. If I'm owner of United, I can say, right, Jim, Avram, I want you to meet at Old Trafford. I want a directors meeting. I can literally say, Jim, why can you not put Joel, Avram, why can you not put money in? I've just invested money into the club. So why can you not do that? And if they refuse, Jim can take them to court. And I know it'll be fucking dear, like, because it's fucking Glazers. But why would he not? Why can he not do that? Why can he not expose them? And this is why, ever since he came in, he just wanted to go in bed with him. He wanted to go in bed with him. So I have no fucking faith in this guy. No faith in any of them. even Wilcox, even Barada, they've screwed up since day one. And at the end of the day, we're not going to go anywhere as a club. We are. It's the most toxic. Like I don't even know if it's the most toxic like club in the world. It is the most toxic club in the world. That's just facts. You know, every sport, like it's like everyone just turns to United, and it's just so toxic. Like you know, our fan base as well can be hold the shame as well with the whole Garte thing, which is just embarrassing. Like you know, absolutely disgraceful comments from the United fan base about regarding Ugarte. But we're not going to go anywhere unless we get rid of the vultures, and I still stand by that. So let's see how Amorim gets on in the next 6 games and the rest of the season. Let's try to aim for top 10, be a good finish, like you know, good finish to the end of the season. And with regarding the Europa League, it doesn't really bother me at the end of the day. I'd much rather Amorim get the time on the training ground. So pick up the chat, pick up the panel. Free Palestine. Let's go.
Go on, let's go. Last word, last word from you on the show.
Yeah, no, everyone. Oh, everyone can hear me. Oh no, I've said my piece. I think pretty much everyone has summed it up. Ben as well has summed it up. You know, it is what it is. I think that's all we can do. We can hope, because we haven't seen anything that guarantees that we're gonna go a certain direction or anything. So in a sense, we are blindfolded. So we're just expecting to be led in the right direction. But the protest, I think they will form an important piece as well. You know, they could actually shift the direction, whether that's to like leave the Glazers agitated into leaving, and you know, as they already are, because you know, maybe Jim, I don't know, guys, I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this. Maybe Jim, with the whole long-term approach, this Brighton model that he's trying to go for, he's trying to maybe actually try and get rid of the Glazers, because the Glazers now want quick money. They're after quick success and quick money. So maybe Jim doing the whole reverse thing, you know, it actually forces them out in a way. And maybe Jim actually does not want to actually spend more of his money. He wants someone else, some sort of ownership outside of the Glazers to come on board and actually finance things like the stadium and everything else. Because everything that I've seen in terms of business wise, that's the most sense that all of this is looking. Because long term with this approach with the Brighton model and everything, it's not going to work financially. It's going to cripple us going forward, because you know, we're a club that's built on success and everything, you know, in terms of generating revenue and everything. So I want to hear like your last words on that, and or maybe we can do it another time in another show with regards to that, because I think that's the only logical way I see this panning out.
Lesso, if Jim wants them out, why didn't he just buy the club outright? Why did he come with 28%?
Yeah, he doesn't have the money. It's that simple. He doesn't have the pockets to do that. So
it looked to me like the Glazers set the trap for him, and he walked right into it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but in a way, but I think it works against the Glazers, because the Glazers thought he was gonna come in and do an immediate job and leave them successful. They're shot for cash at the moment.
The Glazers are holding all the cards. They don't give a damn. They can sit back and enjoy the shit show and sell it to who? They still are a majority. If they can sell it to whoever they decide, and we don't even know the in detail of the clause between them and Jim Ratcliffe. We just know that Jim Ratcliffe just have 28% responsible for the football operation. We don't know if they can just give it to, they can, you know, they want employing him or what. We don't know. You know, but we know one thing: he got the most difficult part of the job, which is to fix the football operation. And like any millionaire, I'm not sure about the motivation of Radcliffe, but I know one thing: like any millionaire, he didn't walk into this enterprise because, yeah, his heart is bleeding red. He just want to make extra money. If he get to a point where he cannot make the money, he run the numbers and the numbers don't make any sense for him, he'll cut his losses and walk into the sunset.
No, hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
people. Well, yeah, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult to see where we go from this season. There we go. This is a bit. Yeah, we knew this. We knew this already. But big up to
Yeah.
Shakarian for sharing this. So he's not going to be here till the end of the season, innit? So May, but I don't want people being rushed back. Newcastle tried to take Colette Roche, chief executive position. Operations, yeah, I hope she goes. Yeah, I hope she goes. Yeah. Big up to everybody fasting. Drivers, have you had your last word?
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing that came up on X for an hour ago. It's Binder. He's back. He's back from injury, so I think that's good news. So one quick question. I know you're wrapping up the show, but one quick question: yes or no, around the panel. Do you think Binder can challenge Onana for the end of the season?
Fuck both of them.
Yes or no?
It's always us, you know. We have to pick between the worst and the worst and the worst.
Well, I think Binder has potential. He's young, and he impressed me in the FA Cup against Arsenal. Not just on penalties, but I think he brings another security into the team. I think he's better when it comes to claiming crosses, and I think he's better goalkeeper when it comes to technical abilities. Maybe he's not as good with the feet in his ball, but no, with the ball in his feet, but. We haven't seen that from Onana anyway. He only hooves the ball. So we might
100%.
as well just go for Binder if it was up to me. But that's why I'm asking you guys.
But hey, you see Onana the last game, he made some pretty decent save, against Leicester.
Yes.
He went under the radar.
No, we're not doing this. I think Binder.
Shameful,
yeah, I think
Loani.
he's
Shameful.
What?
Shame.
Come
Shame.
on. Support the coach. Support the coach. You have to support the brother. You have to.
Nah, come on.
I got some
done.
We got some
Said to me, Jarvis, if you said to me that Bandia in net for the rest of the season, I'm like, yes, get in.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about him. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But anyway, Eid Mubarak, free Palestine, free the Congo, free Sudan, free Manchester United, free the Manchester 10, free anyone in the world who's feeling oppressed, whether domestically, free everybody from the corporations, multinationals, free everybody from the stodging billionaires, F them. And F the Glazers, F the Jim Glazer, and F the GCSEs while we're there. And if you want to be down with them too, then F you too. It is what it is, people. Tomorrow I might wait to hear from Amorim before I do the preview. So I don't know if we're going to hear anything tomorrow or we're going to hear anything maybe on Monday, but either days. But tomorrow I'm going to do a video about a young player who's been added to the Manchester United squad.
The interview will be on Monday.
The interview will be on Monday.
Yeah.
Before we go, when you guys say fuck Trump, fuck Elon Musk and all of that, when I smile, just take it the way you take it.
Listen, you get disappeared over there.
This is a different country now, and people are getting deported left and right. So
people are getting
take my
disappeared
for what you need to do.
Man.
Well, solidarity with you and the rest of the American people.
Yes, solidarity.
Solidarity with the rest. And solidarity with the Palestinians and the Palestinian supporters in the US who are getting kidnapped off the street by masked people. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is what's happening. So solidarity. Big up to all those people who are doing Lent as well. Solidarity and love with them. We don't discriminate people because of their religious views, their political views, their gender, their orientation. everybody's welcome. Freedom for everybody. As long as you keep it respectful, you're welcome in this channel. And swearing, the odd swear word here and there,
My bad.
part of working class. No, it's part of working class
my bad
culture.
too.
It's part of working class culture. This is who we are as football fans. So, yeah, it's all love. YouTube can do whatever they want. We're still shadow banned, so the least you could do is like the video. We still have our community. We don't give a damn. We're shadow banned.
Buying the. Oh God.
Yeah, buying this, the guy.
Yeah. I'm just running it in my brain. You're buying the. We have some issues, you know.
Listen.
Yeah, it's bad.
Luwani, I'd rather have you and Jarvis to take turns to go in net than Lunana. And I know both of you have never played goalkeeper, but I'd rather trust you guys. When the ball comes at you, you won't parry it back, you'll parry it out. I know at least you know that bit, but it is what it is. Listen, so much love for Ben. Happy birthday in about a couple of minutes. Happy many returns. We wish you more life and more blessings.
Thank you, bro.
Solidarity and love with with all the Irish people, Free Ireland as well, and sending your grandma universal healing energy.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Jarvis. I'd like to thank Luwani. I'd like to thank Lesso. We had a fantastic debate tonight. I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Maybe, you're not going to hear me screaming and shouting anymore. Maybe this is where I'm going to be now. Or maybe because I'm ill. Maybe because I'm ill at the moment.
Make a promise you can't keep.
That's not happening.
Well,
no, Luwani, no.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, big up to all of you, and yeah, Eid Mubarak to all the people worldwide. Free Palestine, man. Free Lebanon, free the color, free Sudan, free everybody from oppression. Love and light, free Manchester United, free Manchester 10. Love, light, take care, look after each other. And what I'm going to be starting doing now from now on after the show's over, I'm going to be going and tagging everybody's channel and everybody's socials underneath. I'm going to do that now. And I'll be doing that from now on. So if I've not done it, make sure you get on there and remind me so I can do it as well. Help everybody, yeah? Big up to everybody, but I'm always appreciative of all of you. And most importantly, please, people, let's get Tactical Devils to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go and do it ASAP. 1,000 subscribers. Jarvis, can you please play that intro again for the people who are nostalgic about football so that they know what channel to come to? Go ahead.
Yes, but you have to give me 5
we can give you. We can give you whatever you want. Happy birthday to Ben, man. Yeah, happy birthday to Ben.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. I really hope City gets smashed tomorrow. I hope and pray that happens.
Oh, I hope as well.
And
Jordan, will you be at the derby?
So okay.
Will you be at the derby?
I'm most likely. Might be. I might be. Yeah, I might
Sure.
be. I'm definitely gonna go to the protest. There might be a bit of a protest beforehand, but I might
Save
even
the environment, guys.
Yeah.
Save the environment. Buy a Tesla. Got a lot of computers.
I got the Tesla.
Buy a Tesla.
Safety.
Sorry about what Elon. Don't worry about Elon's antics. Just buy the car, the goddamn car. Nice car.
Listen, you know what? Elon Musk security. ICE are holding guns to Luwani as he says that right now. That's what he needs to buy. Yeah, he's saying this under duress. Luwani, please give us a wink if you want us to think that you've been held hostage. We're joking about it, but this shit is serious, people. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yes, now it's ready. So yeah, you can watch it. 1, 2, 3.
Big up.
There you go.
Yes.
Big up,
Big up.
people.
Big up,
Those old
big
school
up, big up.
players are dirty as hell.
Please go there. And so that was football was real, man. Real football. I don't think Messi and Ronaldo would have scored the goals they would have scored playing in that type of football. No chance. No chance. They're having a couple of seasons out injured. Let's put it that
Different
way.
times.
Yeah, different
Different
times.
times.
So if you want nostalgia, if you want some retro, if you want some tacticals, join the tacticals. And make sure you subscribe to there. It's written on there on Java. Skokka Tactical Devils. Make sure you follow Luwani at Imam Moani Luwani 1979. And make sure you follow Ben at Elmore39. Make sure you check out Lesso TV and also Social Black Rain. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And I'll be adding everything into the description after this is done. So big up, love and light, look after each other. And we'll see you. Maybe I might just enjoy Eid with friends and family tomorrow. And I'll do on Monday, we'll do it. But I'm gonna do a video hopefully about a young player who's with Manchester United. And I don't know how that development. I'm still questioning Manchester United developing young players. But solidarity and love to everybody worldwide. F Zionism.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.
Free Luwani.